goes aside from my soul. There goes aside, there goes aside.
Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury, and today guys, I'm coming to you live from Palm Cove in Cairns, and today guys, I'm doing paid reviews. And this here is for Shaun. Now Shaun has graciously sent me a big chunk of money. He needed a super fast review, and hey, I'm on vacation. Let's roll with this here. This is for Shaun. It's a watch review request. He says, "Dear Archie, I sought your advice in the past and you've done a review for me before, but my collection has changed quite a bit as I've learned from both good and poor decisions alike. Yes, I've left two shitters, a Hamilton and a Seiko in the box as a reminder of two poor choices. Please exclude these from the review. The Seiko was a purchase before I knew any better. And the Hamilton was a whiskey fueled. We've all been there. Hey, I bought that Tudor Hydronaut. 2 a.m. internet mistake. I realized that having the Omega Seamaster Professional is superfluous, but it was my first, I know that word, superfluous. Ha ha! It was my first luxury watch when I was a naval officer as a younger man. Purchased from the AD in Dubai in 2001. It was a huge amount of money for me at the time, and I didn't even realize there were other brands besides Rolex and Omega, yet alone that you might buy a watch used. It was also the most special watch in my collection because it was my most painful for me to buy, and it's the only watch I wore for 15 years, including at sea and on tour in Afghanistan. He says, I also didn't think twice about beating up a sports watch in a war zone. These were the good old days when I thought of it as a tool. Those aside, I think I've built the perfect collection for me with solid, if predictable choices to balance out some of the choices of mine you might not like. I think I'm finally done. Oh my God. I've loved all the watches I've owned over the years, but I think I finally found the perfect rotation. Pontiff, is this collection complete, or would you recommend any further changes, change outs or additions? Since I suck taking photos and it may be too grainy, I'll list them as well. Thank you. Number one, here we go. Here we go. Number one, we've got a Rolex Sea Dweller 4000. Number two, Rolex Explorer 2 Polar 16570. Number three, Rolex Oyster Perpetual White Dial, the only other watch besides my Omega I purchased new from the AD. Next, we've got a Blank Pan 50 Fathoms Bathyoscope. Next, we've got a Tudor Heritage Chrono, the Monte Carlo. Next, a Grand Seiko SBGA 387 limited edition US version. And oh my God, we got a Patek Philippe 6000G-012, my Grail dress watch that violates several dress watch norms. I still have my grandfather's Vacheron that I keep in my safety deposit box and never wear. It's probably less value than many watches in my collection, but it's also irreplaceable. Best regards. I've sent you $150 via PayPal. Regards, Shaun. Sir, firstly, thank you for your service. That is the ultimate sacrifice. I got to be honest with you. That is the ultimate sacrifice anyone can give their country. And Afghanistan, I got to be honest with you, that was a nasty place. I was actually offered a job with KBR in Afghanistan and I turned it down. And I got to be honest, you need to have balls to go into that sort of place there. And I'm sure you have friends who didn't quite come back in a good way there. So hey, I completely understand what you're saying. So let's let's have a look here at the, I mean, look, all of us make mistakes, okay? All of us make mistakes. That is a fact of life. I mean, life would be so boring if we knew every decision we'd make. It's a journey. Wristwatch collecting is a journey, and I've been on this journey several times, had collections, sold them off, sometimes forcibly sold because of no reasons. I went broke, I had no money, you know, things like that there. But I've got to be honest with you, this is what makes you stronger. So it's sometimes it's good to have gone through the hoops there. Let's have a look here. So firstly, we've got your Omega Seamaster Professional. I actually quite like these watches. They are a little bit dated with the sword hands. You could say, yeah, but they are a solid piece. And the fact that you've had that watch for so long, the biggest mistake, I mean, look, in my watch collecting I've done is I had a 1016 Explorer one, and I sold it. I sold it to buy a nasty, this just shows you how little class I had at the time. I sold it to buy a Day, an Explorer 1 1016L serial number. I was an idiot. But this is what it goes. So your Omega Seamaster, that's a very solid, very usable watch. Absolutely love it. Great, you know, I just recently got my annual calendar back. Why did I want it back? Because I was 40. I'm turning 47 in a couple of weeks' time. 23rd of October is my birthday, for any birthday donations. And I got to tell you, when I was 40, I was a little bit thinner. I had a lot more. My eyesight was so much better. Many things change. I want to go back to being 40. So I've got it back because I can clinch onto those memories. I wore that watch for 12 months straight. 12 months straight. And it was okay. I may have wore it for a couple of hours on one day and changed it, but every day for 12 months I wore that watch, and I loved it. It's a great story. So definitely keep the Seamaster's a great watch. I got to tell you here, the other thing is, okay, so you got the Seamaster, 15 years. Wow, Afghanistan. That's tough. Now the collection is, we've got the Rolex Sea Dweller 4000. Now these are very special because they were apparently one of the shortest production runs for a modern Rolex. They were out for about 18 months. And then Rolex released the Deep Sea, and then they released the Sea Dweller a bit later as a 43mm. So these were 40mm deep diver. I think they've got investment status. They've already started to rise. That's a great piece to have there. Absolutely beautiful. The Polar Explorer 2. Oh, that's 100%. I can see you've got the one with the solid end links, no holes case. I've got this just perfect, absolutely perfect watch. Do you want the 42? Do you want the 40? They're both design icons and classics. So that is a beautiful piece. Oyster Perpetual 39mm. What do I think of this? Oyster Perpetual 39. I got to be honest with you. That's cool. That's very cool, because there's nothing like, I've gone to love watches with no date. Just simple. Wind and wear. Wind, set and wear. You don't have to fuck around with the dates. Very good choice there. Then you've got a blank pane. The Bathia scope. Look, classic diver. Absolute classic diver. You can't go wrong with that there. It's probably not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. That doesn't mean it's a bad choice. My good friend Donny Haynes, he loves the Bathia, the blank pane 50 fathoms he's got. I don't know if he has a Bathia scope, what model he's got, but he loves his blank pane. And hey, that they are a great watch. Then you've got the Tudor Monte Carlo. Absolutely love it. 70s funk. I love a 2-register chrono. 2-register meaning it's got 2 eyes. Interestingly enough, did you know most Patek's a 2 register. A lot of the, like the 50, 70, 51, they're 2 register chronographs. So it's a very, very cool, funky. I love, you've got the blue one. That's probably the pick. I had the grey one before. The blue one's probably better. Okay, you've got the better one. Not that the grey one's terrible, but the blue is the one you'd really want. Then you've got a Seiko, the Seiko SBGA 387. Beautiful watch. Seiko, Grand Seiko is just, I wanted to hate Grand Seiko. I had a friend of mine brought a quartz one up, and guess what? I couldn't hate it. It's such a cool watch. And then we're talking Calatravas, and he's got a 6000G. And I gotta tell you something, man. Before my friend, a good friend of mine, got a 6006G, which is the current model. And I gotta tell you something. I think the 6000 may be better. Why do I say that? Well, they're both using the same 240 movement. It's the sizing. See, the 6006G is 39 mils. And I got to be totally honest with you. I know looking at this collection, you would say, it's too small, 37, get the bigger one. No. The genre is dress watches. And I got to be totally honest with you. A friend of mine, he got the 6006, okay? He loves it. Then he bought a vintage, well, not vintage, he bought a pre-owned World Time in Platinum, the 5110P. Guess what happened? He suddenly realized that 6006 is too big. He said, I really love my 6006, but the 6000 is just cooler. It's absolutely cooler. And there's something about that. And I got to be totally honest with you. I think the 6000 is probably the perfect. The interesting thing is with that model there, it uses the 240 movement, which Patek Philippe, that movement came out in 1977. It was used at the start of this series in the 5000. That was the first one to use that movement in the Calatrava. Then you had the 6000, which is a 37 mil, and I've got to tell you the truth. In my opinion, 100% Archie's opinion, I think the 6000 is the way to go. I think it's absolutely perfect. And I didn't even really like the 6000 or the 6006 until my friend got one, and boom, kaboom. The thing is, compared to a normal Calatrava, it uses the 240 micro rotor, which compared to the 315 or the 324 Patek movement with the big rotor, I think the 240 is regarded as a more sophisticated movement. The next thing is it also has the deployant clasp. So that's a little bit more prestigious. What do I think looking at this collection here? Well, I think it's absolutely perfect. We've got all our bases covered. We've got divers. We've got the divers in the Sea Dweller 4000. We've got the Omega. We have got the blank pane. So we've got 3 clear divers. GMT function. We've got the Explorer 2. As far as the chronographs, we've got the Tudor. As far as a no-date pieces, we've very much got the Oyster Perpetual. We've got some really heavy hitters, and as an ultimate super grail piece, we've got the Patek Philippe Calatrava 6000G, which, to be completely frank and honest with you, that is pretty damn amazing piece. So, all honesty there, I think it is absolutely perfect set. Game, set, and match. Any things I would add or remove or adjust? The only thing I would say, I do like the Tudor. I would not sell the Tudor. I would say the only adjustment I would possibly make is the addition of a Speedmaster Man on the fucking Moon. Man on the fucking Moon. That's right, a moon watch. I'd probably go Halcyon glass, the standard classic one, just because you've already got an Omega, which is a little bit weak. But if you had the Speedmaster and that Seamaster, you got a good two-piece combo sub collection. Sports Omega. I think it just pops. So what do I think? I think it's a great collection. Absolutely fantastic. More than enough there. More than enough. It's a great collection. It's got a lot of real horsepower, a lot of real kick-ass bite. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's got some real good meat. There's some real good... it's a great collection. So there you have it. I really do love it. Thank you for serving your country, the ultimate sacrifice. That's a beautiful collection. Absolutely beautiful. Great story. Watches is a journey. It's not just instantly have it all. You got to go through the journey. So I want to say to you, Shaun, thank you so much for supporting the ArchieLuxury channel. I love you so much. And please, guys, if you haven't done a paid reviews keep me full-time on YouTube. Like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends. And don't be afraid to put some nasty comments below. And if you haven't done a paid review, please consider it. Also, you can sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay a small amount of money every month. $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever you want. And it keeps me full-time, because without your support, I would fucking sink, man. I would fucking sink faster than a stone. So, guys, remember that. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you fuckaroonies think of that. Great vid, Arch. David SW. Who does ArchieLuxury recommend is the greatest grey market dealer in America? There's only one choice. David SW. That's right, guys. I've got to tell you the honest truth. I have for a long time been looking for the perfect answer. Who do I recommend people go to see? Who do I recommend that people can go and buy watches? And I've got to be honest with you. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet is David SW. DavidSW.com. That's right, guys. I have been looking for a contact who I can very nicely refer people to. I am not in the selling business. Customer service, I'm too old to sell watches. I'm too old. I like to recommend my viewers to a reliable source. In Australia, I've got some great sources. There's Sydney Watch Exchange with Cove, Ronnie at Vintage Watch Co, Shaun at European Watch Gallery. And in America, who is the best source for pre-owned Rolex? For all the hot models? There's only one person I would recommend, David SW. That is the premier source for pre-owned Rolex. I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Guys, if you are looking for a hot Rolex model, there is only one place you can go to. David SW. Let's be honest, guys. There's no point schmoozing the dealers, the ADs. They're just a waste of time. Unless you're going to buy 20 pieces, you are wasting your time. What you're better off to do is pay the market premium and go to a good pre-owned dealer. Who do I recommend? David SW. That's correct, guys. I want to tell you this now. I 100% stand behind David SW. David SW, the greatest pre-owned dealer in the entire United States of America. That's right. the greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, for Patek Philippe, for Audemars Piguet, David S.W. He even does things like FP Shaun. David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. That's right. If you want to buy a pre-owned Rolex, a Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's only one good source I would recommend. David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and I'm proud to recommend David S.W. See you later. Thank you for watching this channel.
Oh. Hey Archie Luxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.